Down to the health food store. I only eat good sea salt. White sugar don't touch my lips. And my friends is always begging me to take them on macrobiotic trips. Yes, they are.
Welcome back to Pagitt Radio on AM 950. Our final segments with the natural health coach, Shelley Pagitt, on the final episode of the AM 950 version of Doug Pagitt Radio. Hey, natural health coach.
Get through this without crying.
Oh, is it emotional?
No. It's just
What, your fingers caught in a mousetrap, or
no.
Yeah, well, we'll do the best you can to choke back the fake emotions. Unbelievable.
No.
Hey, for those who have never put the pieces together, the natural health coach and I entered into civil and religious matrimony. Almost 25 years ago. So we are husband and wife, and we're just now feeling that's probably something we should tell you. That the natural health coach, Shelley Pagitt, and the host of Doug Pagitt Radio are actually related by social contract. I mean, as opposed to like brother and sister. You know, sometimes people share a name because they have biological connections, but we have a social contract together, and are glad to. And the natural health coach has provided for us.
What an endorsement of your marriage! I am pleased with the contract I have with this woman. It's working out well.
It's like our water softener company.
Yeah. I got no complaints. No.
Do you want me to hang up now, or
no? I was just trying to say to people that we're husband and wife.
Right.
All right. Natural Health Coach has provided for us a tip, and we put those into a tip jar and sell them at Christmas. Now, we've never actually done that, but about 2.5 years ago, we had that idea. And I thought we should bring up that idea for the last time on the last episode of the AM 950 version of the show. Hey, Natural Health Coach, do you have a tip for us, or do you just want to reminisce?
Well, no, I actually do have a tip.
All right.
The tip might bring about some reminiscing, but it's a really holistic type of a tip and a little ethereal in comparison to the practical tips that I'm usually espousing on the Doug Pagitt radio show.
And for those who don't remember, I mean, it has included things like how do you get a workout done during your regular course of events, including squats while brushing your teeth, which I have to tell you is still one of my favorite portions of any of our radio programs that we've ever done.
Absolutely. It was hysterical, and it's worth looking up on YouTube. And it was the squatting while brushing your teeth, and it was the standing up and putting your socks on. I mean,
the visual of a person, and having seen it on countless times in my own bathroom, and I just wonder how many people have not only benefited from much brighter teeth, but much stronger thighs because of their deep squats while brushing their teeth.
That's
exactly
just a perfect
right. Moment.
I'm about the whole body and the whole life experience.
Well, yeah.
So to bring that a little bit closer to our hearts today, thinking about, now I am going to get emotional, but thinking about this chapter of Doug Pagitt Radio coming to a close, and what I believe is all of the good that you have put out into the world is honestly to have people acknowledge in themselves the good that lies within them. And sometimes it seems hidden, or it's hard to access because either we've been told that we're bad or we're not good enough, or for some reason we've accumulated these self-doubts or are telling ourselves a story that we don't matter, we aren't good enough, what our lives have to contribute to the world isn't enough to make a difference. And I just wanted to put this tip out there and the statement out there that really that's not true, and we are good enough, and we have a lot to offer ourselves. We have a lot to offer the world in a small level, being the people that we're close to, and then extending that goodness to the world of, in a greater sense, in a broader sense. And I really think that people tapping into the negative energy all the time is not good. It's not good for their health. It's certainly not good for their mental health or their emotional health. And then those negative thoughts and feelings impact our physical health as well. And there's a really deep belief internal, inside of us that if we can learn to recognize and to tap into the beauty and truth and goodness that is in us, then I think that we are more apt and able to share that goodness and be a blessing, like you talk about at the end of the show.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, and one of the things that I've wanted to combat on this with the program, one of the reasons I've called it religious radio that's not quite right, is because for a lot of people's experience with religion, it has started with the assumption that the human being needs an upgrade of some kind, that there's something wrong with them, and that if they were to tap into the religious system, that it could improve them from their born state, the state that they enter the world, so that they could then be approvable by God or approvable by somebody else. And I've wanted to counter that, and because first of all, I believe it, and I also think that that's at the heart of the Christian message. I think that the Christian message should not have been captured by people who have told us that we are depraved, that we are void of all that is good, that we are in need of something to happen to us, be it by baptism or confession or hands of a religious person, at the hands of a religious person, that something has to change us and make us better. And I've wanted to offer to people that that's not the story of God through the Christian tradition. It's not the story of God that I see in Jesus or read about in the Bible or experienced in anyone else. And that's been a really important subtext of this program, that we're not in jeopardy of the wrong and the bad of other people in this world, and that the world is not only a dangerous place; it is a good, right, and beautiful place.
Well, right, and I think that starts within the person. You've had plenty of people on talking about Peace Begins With Me and different kinds of movements like that, and I think that there is something about whether it's your heart or your soul or whatever, physical place in your body where you sense your essence or your being coming out of, and it doesn't let us off the hook. I mean, you do a lot of kind of challenging of, social mores or different ways of being that I think really need to be challenged, but the issue is the issue of self-study and studying ourselves in the context of our faith or in the context of our life practices is essential in order to go forward and continue, not in a self-judgmental way or in a judgment of others, but in a self-aware way to move forward on this path that we're on as we continue to invite other people into it as a blessing, rather than I have nothing to offer and, a bunch of negative kinds of stuff. Nobody wants to get on that boat. Let's not be fake and false and like, oh, everything's hunky-dory, but there's that balance of being honest and real and tapping into that honest and real goodness that is in all of us, and then honestly moving forward and trying to cultivate more compassion, more truth, more love, more joy, whatever it is, and then share that with other people.
Well, that's the natural health coach, Shelley Pagitt, and one of these Christmases, we're actually going to come out with the tip jar, the natural health tips that would give you one for every week. That's still a great idea. So there's still something to live for in this world, I guess, because there's a great idea that hasn't been fulfilled yet. So that's been our natural health coach, Shelley Pagitt. You can find her over at shelleypagitt.com over the next 6 weeks before the new formatting of Doug Pagitt radio hits the.
And if I've never said this online, not that you need it, but just put it out there. I love you, and you've done a really good job.
Oh, thank you very much. I love you too, person of my social contract.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, stick with us here. That's the award-nominated music from New Mexico, from our very own Brian. Stick with us here, and we'll be back on Doug Pagitt Radio on AM 950, the progressive voice in Minnesota, and DougPagittRadio.com.
Minnesota is a land of many